don't get involved in freaky cult nonsense. A public service announcement. Because you kids, you need to stay out of those freaky cults, you know. Listen, if a little man named Charles Manson takes you up to his theater house in the middle of a canyon, and it's a canyon, just pretend. If Mr. Charles Manson takes you over to his theater house, and there's all these other people there, and they're all talking about how Mr. Charles Manson is Jesus, and how the Beatles are like, I don't know, they like worship the Beatles. If a man offers you LSD, if you come to his farmhouse, don't listen. Just don't go. You don't need that LSD. For all you know, he might be kidnapping you, and that's not a good thing. You'd get no LSD. He might kidnap you, and you might not get any of that LSD you were promised. How are you gonna get high then? You know? Bad man. Do not listen. Snake man. Snake person. Alien. Bad. Bad man. Right there. Okay. How to detect a cult. Number one, how to detect a cult. If there's a big, powerful leader entity that everyone worships. And I don't mean worships like one might worship the US president. I mean like worships as in they view them as the Jesus man, or some kind of super good energy similar to the Jesus man from Bible. Number two, if various people who follows Mr. Powerful Man tells you to not talk to your friends, or like other people who aren't in that cult. Like if you're in a little gathering of people and they're like, what? Why are you still talking to these people who aren't part of our little group, not cult? That's pretty uncool of you. You should stop talking to those people if they're not part of our not cult, or just alternatively get them to join our not cult. Number three, if the other people in the not cult, or the group, or the whatever you want to call it, if all the other people would literally die for the leader man, you should probably get out of there, you know? You already know the Kool-Aid people would die for the cult leader guy who made everyone drink the Kool-Aid, because, you know, they actually did die for the Mr. Man, Kool-Aid man, not the mascot. But if a man claims he's Jesus too, don't listen to him, because the sequel is never as good as the original. That's the rule. Jesus 2 will never be as good as the original. That's how you remember it in your brain meats. How to tell you're in a cult. Number one, they don't like opposite ideas, or critical ideas. They don't like criticism, basically. If you come and go, or if a friend is like, you're with some not cult buddies, and your friend who's not in the not cult is all like, hey, you know, this is cool and all, but I don't really think this man is Jesus too, Electric Boogaloo. And your not cult friends are like, wow, how dare you, I'm going to punch you in the face. That's a sign you might be in a cult. Sign number three, emphasizing special doctrines outside scripture. I don't know what that means, but you might know what that means. If the not cult people start emphasizing special doctrines outside scripture, that's a sign you might be in a cult. Number four, seeking irrational loyalty to leader. That's what I talked about with all the heavenly super person man leader man stuff right here, and here. Okay, to conclude my point, you shouldn't get involved with groups of people with particularly weird interests. But the problem there is that if you have those particularly weird interests, such as wanting to wage a war between the two different races or two different genders, You probably don't know that it's weird.